Coach, the city of Seattle, known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a Wet and Wild CenturyLink field. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
I'm scared. Check alert.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
I'll go special.
They will run with Grant. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And able to find Dorsett. It's a foot race. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Philip Dorsett with touchdown number 7 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now the rookie from Boise State, Alexander Madison. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before. The 35.
The tackle by Derwin James. A gain of 31 yards. And the Vikings first down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Seahawks 33-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
50 Mike, 57. Squeeze, double. 57 Mike.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So now they assess a 3rd and long, and that holding call might have knocked him out of field goal range, at least for the moment. Back to throw. Love. Screen pass to Lindsey. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Grant. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
It's complete to Grant. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Shit, 22, check, cover. Shit, 22, check, cover.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Go, go, go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Off the play fake. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5.
One. Fielded just inside the 20. Nearly a huge return. As it is, still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks.
19. Guys, listen. 54. Check. Watch 54.
Operating from the gun. Wilson. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. There he goes, right side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. And remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Forced out to his left. He finds his man Johnson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards, the final tally.
280. 14, 40. 25. Check three. Go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. This is caught, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Looking to throw. Love. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Love. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. On 4th down, Love. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. Open here, Adam Thielen. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
From the gun, Love. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
At the 20-yard line.
Let's go. 50 flag. 52's the mic. Know your job. 6-6. 52's the mic.
On first down, Love. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up first and goal. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football, not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Love. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by Derwin James.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is taken at the 18. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Wilson. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo!
Yeah, that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7, forthcoming. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's 3rd down.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is fielded at the 27. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Oh, here we go. Check 24. Check 24. Go. 40.
On 2nd down now, Swift. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
36 power. 14, 40. Off. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
On 3rd down, Swift. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 5. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings 5. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
34, Vikings 8.
What? Mike 54. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Come, baby.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
This drive is pretty clear.
Said the way it's working,